Y'all know what it is already, right? It's your boy Quest, and this is your marriage moment. Let's go. What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Marriage Moments. It's your boy Quest. Let me tell y'all something. I have been loving the content that we have been shooting. I don't know about you, but first and foremost, let me just give a quick shout out to, for real, everybody who's been supporting. I've been getting messages like out the framework, man, that have just been like words of encouragement. People saying, oh, you've helped me in this area of my marriage. You've helped me in that area of my marriage. But I've also gotten some emails and text messages of concern about some problems and issues that people are going through in their marriages as well. And one of the things that I've come to realize is that one of the biggest issues that people face in marriage is that it's communication, right? One, right? Knowing how to talk, because sometimes you can both be speaking English and not be speaking the same language, right? And two, understanding how each of you are really wired. When you saw me do last week's video, we talked about what we're rolling out in the next couple of weeks, and we want you to stay tuned, right? We're starting to roll out the G.R.O.W Manifesto. And basically, it lets the two of you know who you are and how you're wired. I know one of the things my wife and I used to be challenged with in the beginning stages of our relationship was the fact that she had expected me to kind of operate a certain kind of way that she operated. And I kind of put the expectation on her to operate in some instances, kind of like how I operated, right? And we would even get to the point where she would say to me sometimes that, well, I don't understand how you couldn't do A, B, and C. It's common sense. But what the DISC assessment showed me, or the G.R.O.W Manifesto showed me, if you will, is that common sense isn't so common when you're wired differently. I'm gonna say it one more time. Common sense isn't so common when you're wired differently. Over the next 4 weeks, we want to bring you a 4-video series that'll deal with each one of those 4 areas, right? We also want you to pay attention to the fact that we'll be bringing to you packages that allow you to become a part of an exclusive group, live one-on-ones with me and Faith and Jorge and Kayla, who do the good, the bad, the sexy with me every other Wednesday night. And we want you to be a part of this environment, right? Because really and truly, marriage needs to be a part of an environment, right? That fosters and will help grow. After all, it's the greenhouse, you feel me? Today, what we want to do is we want to deal with G, right? Or what would be classified in the DISC assessment as D. That is the G type. And with G type people, they are very driven, very forceful, very demanding, very daring, right? D's actually have some good qualities. If it hadn't been for G-type people, a lot of the times we wouldn't get some things done, right? They have the need to be in the driver's seat. They eliminate all the fluff and they get right to the goal. They get right to the objective, right? And they make sure that they get results. So they're not in the driver's seat or feeling a need to be in the driver's seat just for the sake of being in the driver's seat. So if you're married to a G, those are some of the characteristics. Very determined, very driving, very forceful, very daring, right? All for the purposes of getting results. And that's what we all really want, right? We want to put forth our efforts, and when we put forth our efforts, we want results, right? That's the G type. They are driven by results and getting results. And let me tell you, they'll knock down any mountain. They will knock down any obstacle to get to the results. The G type is very courageous. They're very quick to respond, right, to situations or even in conversations. They're very results oriented, and they're also very direct, among a host of other good qualities, right? But what I love about the G.R.O.W Manifesto is that it points out where you're strong in those areas and when you're weak in those areas, right? Some areas you're strong in and some areas you're weak. For instance, that courageous, if not paid attention to or if not operated in carefully, can turn to reckless. That quick to respond can come across as rude sometimes. That results-oriented person can really turn into someone who's really pushy. Or that direct person, if not operated incorrectly, can come across as very offensive. So that's what the G.R.O.W Manifesto does. It's that assessment that lets you know who you are and how you're wired. And when you know that in a relationship, right, you stop putting unfair expectations on your spouse to be a thing that they're not even wired to do, right? So I want you guys to pay attention to that. If you may be married to a G-type person, right? Just understand that those are some of the characteristics, and that's the way that they're wired, right? Next week, we'll deal with the R-type, right? The interactive person, right? So just remember, guys, you know what I always say about this stuff, from shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, what we want is phenomenal, but phenomenal don't just happen. It takes work. Specifically working on the G, the R, the O, the W. This week, it's the G type. If you're married to a very decisive person, just understand that that's part of their wiring. Next week, we'll deal with the R type, right? The interactive person, the person that's like me, you know what I'm saying? The flamingo. If you're not working on your marriage, then my friends, what are you doing? Yep, it's your boy Quest, man. Peace. What up, y'all? It's your boy Quest, man. Listen, I am a firm believer in marriages winning. That's right, including yours. So if you know somebody that might be able to use this information, or you might be able to use this information, subscribe, comment in the section below, like, and like I said, share with someone else. All right? If you want to reach me on social media, yeah, my Instagram link is over to the left. All right? Peace.